Hey guys, this is the Germanic Gamer, and I am bringing you a multiplayer battle for Napoleon Total War. I do apologize that this one came out a little bit late today. I've been sick for the past couple of days. And also with Total War, as y'all know, it's kind of really hard to get a good match sometimes. Anyway, I'm playing as Britain, and my opponent is Prussia, which is a big surprise. Normally for my channel, I'm always playing as the Germans, so here in a second, I'll show you my army as soon as everything is played out. So, hope y'all enjoy. Here I was stretching out my army, putting everybody into position. Basically, the main fight actually happens right around this town. Mainly, there's a lot of fighting that's in between right in here, which was really cool. And I really do think the guy that I played with, he was pretty awesome. He didn't just rage quit because he was losing. I've had several of those recently, and it's kind of really annoying. And then, of course, I've had people that decide to say, "Oh, I'm going to break the rules, and I'm going to bring, artillery with mortars and rockets and everything," and I'm just going to say, "Fuck you," even though you specifically state that, "Hey, no artillery." But okay, thanks. Also, I forgot to turn Steam off, but that's okay, I guess. I'll just ignore that. Anyway, but yeah, this was a really fun game, and so anyway, here we are. So I brought 4 of these rifles. So I actually put veterancy on all my riflemen, and then I brought a foot guard. Brought 2 foot guards,
Yes, sir.
and that was going to be actually my flanking force that would actually go around here. And then also I brought 1 unit of guards, dragoon guards, and then I also brought 4 units of foot, and then of course there are 2 riflemen to support them. And then I also brought my 42nd foot, the Black Watch, and I also brought some Coldstream Guard. And then for my cavalry, I brought the unit of dragoons, and then I also brought 2 units of normal dragoons, and then of course I brought the standard general staff. So we were actually just waiting. So here we go. So that was my army. We'll look at my opponent's army. So the way he brought, let's see, he brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units of musketeers, 1 unit of East Prussian Grenadier battalions. He brought 2 units of dragoons, it looks like. No, 3 units of... No, there is a unit of cuirassiers. So 2 units of dragoons, 1 unit of cuirassiers. And then he brought Count Grenus. Anyway, Count von... I can never pronounce some of these names sometimes, and it's really bad because that's my heritage. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, right? And then he also brought some Silhin Suchias. He brought 2 of those units. And I think that was it. I think that's all he brought. So anyway, here we go. We'll try to fast forward. In the case of this is going very slow, I will cut to the actual fighting. Let's see how things go. So anyway, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be bringing the main units of my battalions, my 4 units of foot, and my 2 riflemen. We're going to actually be fortifying this edge of the town, while my attack group that's going to be down here is actually going to go ahead and cross this ford right over here. And we're going to get around my opponent, and then I am sending my Coldstream Guard and my Black Watch. We're going to actually be sending them up north to cross this fort here. My opponent is going to go ahead and start fortifying the town right around here. He's actually going to send his cavalry across. That way he goes ahead and gets the advantage on me, I guess, for at least taking control of this building here pretty soon. Of course, I wasn't really too concerned about the building, even though it would have been a little bit of a nice advantage for me, but that's okay, right? So I was going to just leave my dragoons here. kind of just to more or less threaten. He actually takes his dragoons off of his calf, and he's going to go fortify. Like I said, he's going to take the town hall, and then he's also going to send some of his musketeers into that building as well. And of course, we were like, "Oh, that's fine. We'll just stand here. We're not gonna, you know, do anything. You can just sit there all you want. We don't care." That's part of our plan, is to occupy most of your forces, and we'll just take you from the rear. So anyway, as we can see, I'm continuing marching my black guards and my the Black Watch and my Coldstream guards. Kind of like their hats; those are pretty cool. Scotland, Highlanders, who are marching for the British crown. Makes a lot of sense. Ha ha ha. Britain, 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 Britain. Fuck you, Britain. It's all about Prussia. It's all about Prussia. That's what it's all about. Have that flag wave. Eventually I will do a campaign for Napoleon much, much later. So... So we're going to actually, I kind of saw an interesting advantage right around here. And it was actually really kind of a good advantage, was to the fact of what my opponent was actually doing is he was actually going to leave his 2 musketeers. Well, oh, he has some 8 regiments as well. Okay, I did not see them. Okay, and then he left with a unit of musketeer. And then he was sending that unit of musketeers back to fortify against the town. And of course, we're just going to really just stand around. We're actually not going to do anything. There's going to be no action here for a while. It actually starts all on the flanks. So I'm actually sending my Coldstream Guard and my 8th Watch and then some of my rifles. It was really kind of interesting because what my opponent did was he actually left this unit in a really, really weak standing position. And of course, because I had more, my guys were a little bit more better, I didn't have veterancy except for my riflemen. So you'll see what happens there in a second. And then of course we look all the way down here, and my dragoon, not my dragoon, yeah, it was my dragoons, my dragoon guards, they have actually crossed the ford and are crossing onto the other side. And then of course my infantry are continuing to march across. And we're going to be continuing marching across the river to get on the other side. So let's come back up here, because this is where the fun actually begins. So he's going to bring out some of his sutures, and we're actually going to be getting ready to have a little bit of a fight here. So we're going to leave our Coldstream Guard here for a little bit. And then, of course, they're actually, some of my men are actually going to start getting shot because I moved them a little bit too close, because I was going to try to start shooting at their rifles or their building. And then, of course, over here, oh no, he had 3 units of Sicilian shooters. Okay, my bad. I didn't see them. Probably had 4. But anyway, we're actually going to start pulling them back. And then, of course, over here, I actually moved my riflemen up because I wanted to try. Oh yeah, he did have 4. He did have 4. Okay, so he did. I didn't remember if he had 4 or not. I thought he did, but I wasn't sure. So he had 4 units of Sicilian shooters. Of course, we're going to pull our men back because we don't want them to getting shot by his range units. And of course, we're actually going to pull our men up a little bit on this hill. I know my guys are getting hammered a little bit by his riflemen, but we do have veterancy. We are a little bit better. So we're actually going to pull our men out, and then I'm actually going to be we're going to have an engagement across the river. Fire! And of course, that took his guys down really well to 45, when his men only did like 4 units, killed 4 of my men. Then we're actually going to bring our cavalry around, and my cavalry are actually going to go across this ford right up here. And so we're going to bring our Coldstream Guard and our Black Watch, we're going to bring them up to right about here, so they can also be hammering on his range units. That way my riflemen are not just the only ones taking the... So you can just see their morale of the Sassoon shooters as they drop. And then he's actually going to start bringing his infantry because he sees that my men are advancing. Of course, they get the first shots off. Oh yeah, he does have some more rifles up there. And then of course you look all the way up there and you see my dragoons as they move in on the flanks. He does realize this. He starts pulling back some of his riflemen, but he was not, I don't know if he was thinking I was going to attack. And I send him my dragoons because we're going to start doing a pincer move. My infantry are pulling back a little bit, just get out of that range units. And there we go. Of course, my guys are starting to move up a little more. And here comes the fun. My dragoons go in on that one unit of riflemen. And then my other unit is coming around. And now watch the mini-map because you're going to see a Prussian unit of cavalry here pretty soon. Start making its way. Of course, we get both of their range units out of the way, and my guys are going after them. They actually put up more of a fight than I was actually planning, and I actually lose some of my cavalry. So we're going to actually be pulling up, so we're going to send our unit C right there. You actually already see that his cavalry, oh no, well, they should be moving. Anyway, he's leaving more of his troops. And my guys are going to advance. We're going to get the fire volley off. He's going to start pulling back his 8 light regiments and my cavalry. We do pull them back because they're going to start getting engaged with that infantry. And of course this musketeer unit's going to get shredded here pretty soon because of all the guns that are going after them. My Black Watch apparently weren't in range, and I did not realize that.
It's only a few horsemen.
Only a few horsemen. And of course my rifles, we're actually going to do a shield against my main infantry line. There we go, there's the Black Watch now going at it.
Where's he staying? Help, for God's sake, help!
Of course my cavalry is moving off. We were actually going to chase this unit because I really didn't want them to come back. And there's that Prussian unit of dragoons, which they actually came out, and I really wasn't expecting that. And unfortunately my guys are going to get caught up, and we are going to lose that unit of dragoons. I actually sent that unit of dragoons in to help with the infantry support, but he does adopt square formation just in time, and I went to go send my dragoons actually to go after that Prussian unit. But my infantry are going to keep up the fire, and we're going to be able to still push on the Prussian infantry relatively well. They're at his 8th Light Regiment, and we have a pretty fun cavalry fight. One of my dragoon units does break and just completely shattered, and his dragoon unit still is able to do when to advance, and we're going to lose both of our dragoon units here since his guys were a little bit more better than mine were. His infantry is going to pull back, and I can go ahead and start advancing mine across the river. So that was the first little engagement. And then his units are going to come back. I wasn't sure if I was going to charge him or what, but what I actually decided to do with that dragoon unit was I was going to pull them back, and I was actually going to send them after that musketeer unit because I was like, yeah, that's not going to be any good. Maybe I can try to save them if I can get them to where the infantry is, but my dragoon units were not quick enough, and they are going to get caught out by that Prussian unit of dragoons. So well played for my opponent there. His musketeers are going to take the high ground advantage. I mean, it's not really going to matter. I mean, sure, But, I mean, I have range units that are going to go ahead. They actually went ahead and put in pikes because I wasn't sure if he was going to try to charge me or not. My Dragoon units actually just survived. I was kind of surprised. And they actually go in and they kind of ruffle up that Musketeer unit and allow the rest of my infantry to go ahead and pull across the river. And so that will be a sacrifice well put in for my Dragoon units. And they're going to go ahead and rout. They should break. Yes, they did break there. Of course, look, I mean, they only got 7 guys left, so I don't blame them. My infantry have pulled across the river, and we're going to go on against that Musketeer unit. Of course, they have a slight hill advantage over us, which isn't too much. And of course, one of my guys just got killed right there, so they're going to pull a little bit more of a hill advantage. That Musketeer unit is going to break under fire, so that was pretty good. They just didn't have enough guys, and then of course going up against far better units. Much better. As in the town, still nothing's going on. We're just kind of waiting. Slowly. He's actually going to start getting his decision shooters to start shooting at me here in a second. At least he should be able to. My guys are still advancing up on the far end of here. Oh, here we go. There's more fighting. He actually pulls his cavalry a little bit too close, but of course he decides that when he sees the stakes, that would be a very bad decision. One of his horses just died. It was not what I wanted. It shouldn't even killed him because he went right between them. But that's okay, I guess. He's going to pull his cavalry back. And of course the actual fighting starts back up over here, where he starts trying to take pot shots at my foot infantry, and then I have my riflemen, and we're going to start trying to do a attack on his side because my cavalry are pretty close enough to actually try to do some damage to his guys. And so my Dragoon guards are going to come in, and we're actually going to cut off those decision shooters. Still going after my foot infantry. He should have gone more after my rifles, but of course then with my cavalry that close, I go ahead and pull my foot infantry in because we're going to start getting them in a crossfire, and my Dragoon guards come in and go right after his riflemen, or his decision shooters. And of course my guys are going to run over them relatively easy. We're going to break that unit. We're going to start pressing onto this unit as well. And of course he is actually going to send most of his infantry, because he can kind of see what's going to happen here is because this unit is getting relatively close. He's going to start trying to tighten up his defense around the town hall. And of course we're going to start getting shots from the town hall, and so I do decide to bring my Dragoon guards back here in a second. They should be, and I was really trying to finish off its shooter unit, but I got too much fire from the town hall, and then of course when this unit of musketeers showed up, I was like, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Because you can see the game's still pretty close tied in. He's got still most of his infantry. Here, I went ahead and started pulling off my Dragoon guards. I've lost all of my Dragoon normal units. He's still got one of his Citizen Shooters down to 21, and of course his Dragoons. And so we're going to actually leave my range units kind of in a still defensive, because I want him to try to maybe charge that unit if he doesn't see the stakes. I want him to actually charge that unit, because then of course I'll be able to shoot him, and then of course we'll be able to kill off his guys. My Blackwatch and my Coldstream Guard are going to actually pull around. I actually do see that cav charge, and of course my rifles do too. And we're going to actually do a quick square formation, right, because all of that cavalry that's coming down with his Dragoons and his cavalry are going to get hammered by square formation. Is able to save that one unit, and he's going to pull them off. This unit, I'm not exactly sure if he is able to save. It looks like he is able to save it, which I was kind of surprised. He's going to have his decision shooters continue going at me, even though they're not really going to do much damage to a still unit that has 94 and 71, and of course with rifles. And the main bulk of the army is starting to actually Well, he's got almost all of his guys actually in here, except for that unit that was trying to delay this unit, because he can see what's going on, because he knows what's about to go on. I'm basically doing a closing maneuver. I pull my guys up on this hill, but just in case I can get any range off. Still have my unit of Dragoon Guards, so they're safe. So I still do have a unit of spare cavalry, which he still has at least 2 units of his cav. 3 units of his cav. And he's going to do another charge because of my guys were going to break formation and go into that. Yeah, but I'm still was watching over here, and so we're still able to catch his Cuirassiers and his Dragoons off. His Cuirassier unit should break about here. Yep. And of course now it doesn't even matter. So his Dragoon unit is the only cavalry left on his far northern flank, and he's got a unit of Cuirassiers that are going to try and challenge my guys. He's going to actually start trying to challenge my Black Watch, and he's going to charge this rifle unit because I was going to actually go ahead and sacrifice them anyway, because I was going to try to see if I could get more of a hill advantage, and I also wanted to go ahead and knock out his cav since I still have 3. I still have 3 units of my riflemen, so I was like, yeah, I can go ahead and sacrifice 1 unit.
Our men are running,
So
sir.
they go ahead and break. We're going to have my Coldstream Guard come in, and they're going to actually mop up there. And then my Black Watch are going to line up against his Cuirassiers, which you can just see. Their morale is just about to horribly drop. And of course, they're going to get shredded. His guys are actually going to try to pull back because they're still stuck on going after my guys. They get caught up on some of the spikes, which was cool. And of course my guys are going to be able to pull a square formation just in case they charge them. And looks like that's what he was going to do. Or he's going to go after my Black Watch. My Black Watch are able to pull square formation as well. And of course, he's got nowhere really to go at that rate. He's just going to let his Dragoons sit there and get shot. And of course, he's going to pull it back. His Sassoon Cuirassiers do rout. And his not Black Watch, but his Dragoon Guard, his Dragoons should break here relatively soon. I go ahead and pull my Black Watch over here to go ahead and finish off his cavalry. Hello! Nice to see you again. And we just kind of decimated that Dragoon Guard right there. His Dragoons are going to be breaking. He's just going to leave them there. I was like, dude, you could have, there's still things. But, okay, so I don't really know what he was doing. I think he was focusing more over here because he knew that his cavalry unit was going to be lost. And so my guys are going to still be approaching down, and we're going to be tightening the noose. I think he was, I'm pretty sure he was focusing actually over here. His Dragoons break because of my Black Watch and my Coldstream Guard. And so the only way he's got is to try to pull off here. That's the only advantage he'll have. My guys, I actually start bringing my guys a little closer. Of course, we're going to pull back we should be pulling back my foot. I don't know, maybe not. And of course, we're going to be pulling. I actually sent my Dragoon Guards, and I actually forget about them. I sent them after that Sassoon Cuirassier unit just in case. I was like, I don't want them to come back for some reason. Riflemen over a little closer. And we're going to actually be getting some shots off against his infantry. Okay, I did pull my foot guard back. Good. I was like, I'm pretty sure I pulled my foot. I'm pretty sure. He's actually going to do something interesting. I'm not exactly sure what he was training on this maneuver. I don't exactly know. He's going to charge 3 of his good musketeer units off. I guess he was just trying to do a show of force. Of course, my general was actually really close, and so my general started getting shot at. And we're going to pull back. And so I was actually going to do a crossfire about right here. So my riflemen are going, and they're actually going to be a delaying maneuver. be for my foot guard here, my general, to save my units. And of course I put them on a skirmish unit, and of course now he's getting shot at from the flanks, and so that front musketeer unit takes a little bit of damage right there. And of course my foot guards are going after them now. So you can see this is actually starting to really start closing up, or really starting to close around them. I've got my riflemen, we're going after musketeers, or were they going after his rifles? No, they were going after his rifles, it looks like. I'm not sure what we were going after there. So they're going to continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And this is getting pretty close to end of game. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit because this is kind of more or less a lot of maneuvering troops around. He pulled a lot. He pulled what he could back, and we're going to actually send our two units of foot guards. We're actually going to send them in right around here. This will be kind of a breaker, and then of course I'll send those rifles right up here. As you can see, we start moving in more closer of over here. We're going to send in our rifles, and then of course we're going to send our foot units and our rifle units. My general's going to sit back here. He's not really going to do much. He'll actually come into effect a little bit later. As you can see, I completely forgot about that unit of cavalry, and so they're still all the way off here. They were actually running after that unit, and it looks like they killed them. It looks like they killed them all. Yeah, it looks like they killed them all. So I completely forgot about them. I didn't even think about them because my mind was so much involved with the infantry fight. So we're going to continue advancing. The town hall, the troops garrison in the town hall are going to start firing off at my regimental foot. So he's got a lot of his, let's see, he's got three units of his musketeers. He's lost most of his cavalry. He's got that one unit of dragoons still available. And of course, we're going to actually charge one of our regiments of foot. We're going to send them into the town hall because I was like, I am sick and tired of getting shot by this stupid thing. So we're going to charge that down. We're going to break down the and we're going to be fighting over the town hall. So it's still a kind of a close game. I mean, he still could win, possibly, but I mean, it's starting to turn more and more in my favor. So we're going to send our rifleman in. He's going to charge us against with that musketeer unit. We're going to pull our rifleman back. We should have our foot guard turning here in a second. Maybe not. No, they're going to absorb the impact apparently. Nope, we do get one fire off, but he's going to charge most of his musketeer units right to my foot. This is where my general comes into effect because I'm using his morale factor to really help this out. And so that's one of the reasons my guys actually don't break, because he's got 3 units of musketeers he's charging right into that 1 unit of foot and then that rifleman unit. So right up here, as you can see, there's another fight going on with my foot guard. They've taken this small little island, and he has sent 2 units. He's going to send his musketeer unit, and he's sent his grenadier unit, and they're actually going to start hammering away at my foot guards. And there's a huge fight that actually will break out here. I'm bringing in my riflemen. They're going to fortify this part of the ford, and we're going to continue starting to shoot with these guys. I'm going to send 2 more units of my foot guards in, or my foot unit. Yeah, 2 more, so I've got 3 of my foot units in, and they're going to be fighting over this town hall. And then I'm using my rifle units. I was going to have them start shooting at that, but then what I decided to do was actually have them actually help with firing at the backs of his musketeer units. So this is a really intense fight. I've got my other units of Coldstream Guard, my Black Watch. They're firing on the other ford. They're actually trying to help out that little island fight where they can. I didn't want to get them involved in the fight on the melee unit base because I was wanting to use their fire ability. They actually he loses his musketeer unit. He's still got his grenadier unit, so we're going to reposition our troops, and we're going to reassemble on the island. He's got his dragoons, which I don't know what he was doing with his dragoons. We've still got our riflemen across the other side of the ford. The fight over here is really getting, intense, and so I was able to pop my general's rally, and that's actually going to start breaking one of his musketeer units. So you see the morale's getting pretty damaged. And then we're still fighting in there. He's going to send all his general and his dragoon guards because he actually started taking. I was going to just start firing there, and then I saw his general. So you can see a couple of one of his dead horses, one of his dead general staff right there, and one of his dragoon units. And he charges my rifle unit right there. So we're still actually doing pretty well over here. I think here pretty soon one of my units actually gains veterancy. Of course, my general is sitting right there. So just a lot of bloodshed, a lot of fighting. And then we're gonna pull our guys. They actually do assemble more. He loses his grenadier units right here in a firefight, and we're gonna actually start pushing our guys across here. We're going to send my Coldstream Guard, and they're going to take that island and the Black Watch, just kind of reinforcing. We're going to take our units, and we're actually going to assemble around. He's going to pull his general and his dragoon units around. He's going to actually try to cut off here. He's going to try to go right after my general. I see this. I also popped an influence for my general for my foots. Of course, the fight still going on. A lot of dead. You can just see all the nasties. All the fights. So this was a really intense battle. It's kind of more or less. Of course, at this rate, I already know I'm going to win. I've broken most of his guys. He's lost a lot of his musketeer units, but he is going to charge his dragoons and his general right into this bunch where my foot infantry was and my riflemen. He is going to be successful, and he is going to take this. So this is going to be a fight that he is going to actually win. My general, however, was over here, and so that's not really much of a fear factor for me. I just wanted to leave them and with enough of because you can see my rifleman units gains another veterancy. I wanted to leave them in just to do enough damage as much as they possibly could. His general units down to 8, and then his dragoon units down to 24. My riflemen do break, and his grenadiers actually do come back. My Coldstream Guards and my Black Watch, they have assembled on the little island. Oh, I actually forgot there was a smaller fort there too. And then my foot infantry do come around, and then they actually soon square, and so his general was going to charge, but that was very much of a bad decision. He's going to 2 to 18, and his dragoon units are going to chum in. They're going to also charge my foot guard. The battle for Town Hall is mostly over, except for a unit of my foot guards that's in there, and his musketeers. His dragoons are dead. They're routing, and then his general is right there. My general is right there as well. We're going to actually charge his general. So we're not going to let his general get away. His grenadiers start bombing my men. We're going to actually kill his general.
We have killed their generals.
His general's
now
fallen.
They must break.
And then most of his army actually breaks at this point. His grenadiers are right here. And of course my Black Watch. And the fight for the Town Hall is over. My foot guard are assembled. And that was that. That is game. So really good. Really good game, and I really do thank the guy that Silver Haze. I really do thank you for having a good game, and I really do appreciate it. So it was a really good game. I really did enjoy it. So as we can see, I deployed 1,353 troops with 842 losses. I killed 1,271 of his troops, and then he deployed 1,563 troops, and then he lost 1,335, and then he killed 795 of mine. So I'm assuming that was friendly fire on my part. Look at unit stats. My Coldstream Guard actually got a veterancy unit. My almost all my foots. Yeah, 2 of them gained 1 veterancy, and then another 2 actually gained 2 veterancies. My foot guard, they remained the same. My rifles, one of my units of rifles actually does gain a veterancy. So anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that battle. Please do comment, rate, subscribe, tell me what you think, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the battle. So I hope you guys have an excellent Sunday, and I do apologize again for this coming out late. Again, with Total War, it's more or less, it's kind of more nowadays, except for Rome and Attila, which I will be doing another Rome battle maybe next week. I'll be trying to get some Empire and some Attila out on the next Total War. Saturday will be Silent Hunter. And also, just kind of a disclaimer, this week I am not necessarily sure what's going to be going on. I should have all my videos up. Camtasia is having a little bit of problems with rendering closed captioning, and so my Gremlin may not be coming out this week because I've been having some problems with Camtasia on that factor. So just kind of a heads up. Trying to think if there's anything else. No, I don't think so. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please do comment, rate, subscribe, tell me what you think, and I will see you guys next time. This is the Germanic Gamer signing out. See you next time, guys.